I do want to emphasize that I am not a fashion expert on 1812 fashions. It's not my area of expertise. I have looked though at 1860s costumes pretty closely, and I have learned that a lot of the things that influence in 1860 probably the same basic principles apply in 1812. So if you're thinking about going out and making yourself a lovely Regency dress and you're going to be in the field as a reenactor, these are some of the things you might want to consider. I like looking at how does the rest of the world, what are the other impacts of fashion? I learned that when I was spending all those years at Upper Canada Village and the dressmakers making dresses. Fashion doesn't stand alone, it's related to all the other things. The first thing that I would want you to look at is the fabric, because what fabric is available. And when you see our Loyalist lady come down, look at the way her dress is constructed. It's in two pieces and she's got a very heavy top on. We might want to call that a jacket or a bodice, but actually sort of earlier times that was called a short bodice or a short gown. And so you've got a skirt, which is heavy fabric, and you've got a bodice. Well, if you've got that whole thing and all that heavy fabric weighing you down, it's awful. So it's in two pieces, and that makes a lot of sense. It's more comfortable to wear. As the fabrics and cottons become more available, then you can see you can have a full-length gown. I don't know why they decided to make this opened up neck, and really this could be much lower. However, for some reason, yet to be determined by me, we have this change from having the high neck with the collar down to more open. Now, fabric, I did say I would comment on it because do not buy this fabric if you're going to go in the field as a real reenactor. I think it's quite beautiful, actually, and I like it. The panels are good, that's appropriate, but the colors are off. These are not the colors of the 1812. It's more mid-Victorian. You can go probably online. I don't think even in Ottawa we're going to have a store that would be able to sell you the reproduction fabrics of 1812. I know that when I was in Montreal it was becoming hard to find them because there's not a big market. But you can go online, you can look, and you can get fabrics that are made specifically for reenactors. That's what we do at Upper Canada Village. We buy fabrics that are recreated from the 1860s fabric. So we know that they're documented. Looking for your patterns. You can look at paintings, you can look at sketches, but just like today, when you have an artist with an artist rendition, sometimes things aren't as accurate as you would like. Artists don't get paid to draw an ugly person, so they maybe are going to change things and make it a little bit more favorable. And the same thing with the sketches. I was looking a lot, and I apologize, I left the books that I was going to use as props here upstairs. I'll bring them down, and maybe afterwards, if you're really interested, we can look at them. Unfortunately, we don't have photographs from 1812. So again, my suggestion is try to find the documented dresses to the 1860s and take a look at them. Then you'll know the details of what is right and what is wrong. And sometimes it's little things. Like, why doesn't my dress have buttons? Well, maybe this big wide open neck is because it's a lot easier to get it on and off. And the earlier ones, when you look at Gab's Loyalist type garment, she doesn't have buttons. Now, we had buttons around, we know that, but maybe they weren't in plentiful supply. So you have to adapt your fashion. Another thing I think you have to remember too is that today fashion changes so quickly. You know, somebody walks down a runway and somebody puts it on Facebook and somebody tweets it, and then the next world wants it, and all of a sudden it's in the malls. That didn't happen in 1812. It took a lot longer for things to change, but we do have change, and one of the changes that we talk about a lot, and Rosemary's disappeared, has she? Oh no, there she is. I told her she was to ask me about this because we started talking about undergarments. And that's one of the things that changed. The reason that women start wearing a panted undergarment, which I call drawers, it came actually from Italy, maybe through France and into England. And part of it was because as the cottons get lighter, you can wear more, you can have the bigger, wider skirt. And remember how you start adding in the petticoats and everything? Well, you know, your skirt blows around a little bit, and suddenly we found that drawers become quite a standard garment, maybe around the 1830s. But it takes a long time to evolve from the 1500s to the 1800s to get that into a standard garment for ladies. I did also, in some of my study, find women wearing trousers. Now, they wear it as part of their dress. We have a fashion plate from 1808 with a lady with a long dress, maybe just, you know, to the ankle, a little bit above like that, but you can see she has a set of trousers on underneath it, and they're all decorated, and she's in evening garb. So I thought that was kind of fast. They're not pantalettes, okay? They're not intended as an undergarment, they're intended to be seen. Whereas when you put them on as an undergarment, you're not supposed to see them. A little girl, maybe up into, you know, her teen years, she might wear a pantalette, which is longer than her short dress, with lace on the bottom. Here comes Carol, so I have to be quiet now and leave. Oh, so, no, that's fine. Yeah, you take